Hello, you sexy mother lovers. Any of you that follow Brandon Herrera will know that reference. Anyways, I am a completely new YouTuber. I'm just going to cut down the brass tacks. I don't even care if this shit works out. I just love this goddamn game so much that I really don't give a fuck if anyone looks at this or not. But my purpose of today is because I'm not insanely new. I have about 1,500 hours in the game, almost 1,600. We're on the cusp there. I'm a mainly solo player. This entire wipe has been solos or duos for me. I have not played in the group over two people. Me and my buddy Matt. We love this game. We're both the same level. He's level 37, I believe, and I'm 39. If we're not playing solo, we're playing together, just me and him. So I have a 41% survival rate. 85% of that is fucking solo runs. I'm not a rat. I have a neutralizer survivor class. I know that doesn't mean much. I've got a 4.13 KD that does include scabs. If you look down here, if you want a better, comparison as to the PMCs versus deaths you can see I have 272 deaths, 320 PMC kills. That's still positive. You can do the fucking math. I am too tired to do fucking math, so I'm not going to give you an exact number. The entire purpose of me showing you this is to just show you I'm not the best, okay? I'm not insanely. I'm not a landmark. I'm not Bikisi. I'm not claiming to be that. I am a very run-of-the-mill average player. This is my second full wipe that I've been a part of. I have technically had 3 wipes, but this is the second wipe where I've been able to play through the entire fucking thing from scratch, like from the start. The first wipe I played, I started about 4 months in. That was fucked, but this is just the stats I've gotten this wipe. Except for the 1,600 hours, that's been ever since I've had the game. I'm not too bad, not too shabby. But one thing that a lot of people ask me is how do you, as a newer Tarkov player, or not even as a newer Tarkov player, but as you start getting up in the ranks, once you start getting past, level 10, level 15, and you get the flea market, how do you get money? Like, this is not a lot of money by any means in my stash. It's 5 mil, 5.6 mil, almost 5.7 mil. I've got 1,000 USD. I die a lot. Okay, my survival rate is only 41%. There is a lot of raids where I die. Okay. Uh, the reason I have 5.6 million though is because of a strategy that I use that I personally run all the fucking time that I wouldn't say is foolproof, but it is exceptionally exponential in getting you very good loot. I'm talking GPUs, bitcoins, graphics cards, LEDXs, ophthalmoscopes, bronze lions, fucking vases, ravens, all that treasure stuff, all throughout this run. And this kit here in total probably cost like 220, 250K in total. You don't have to run the SJ6. That's another 50,000. But the reason why I run the SJ6, and you'll see this once we get into raid, is because having that extra stamina boost is so fucking unfair when you're trying to rush the place that we're trying to rush, that it's so worth it. It's not even funny. Okay. In my doc's case, here is some keys, or here are the keys that I'm mainly going to be prioritizing and bringing into this raid. We are going to be running Shoreline for this money run. West 112 is not needed. West 112 is only for blue key card if you want to check it. I've never seen it in this room, but it is listed as a spawn point, so I do keep it in my doc's case. If I run by it on my way to other rooms, I will open it, right? As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. The key with tape, Sanitar's office key. This is about, when I bought it, it was about 500,000 rubles. It's going for about 148,000 right now. You should absolutely buy this. There is absolutely no fucking reason for you right now in this wipe, at this point in the wipe, for 100,000, 150,000 rubles to buy this key. This key has LEDX spawns, treasure spawns. I found multiple LEDXs in one raid. I found a LEDX and a bronze lion, gold chains. I have heard of Bitcoin spawning in the treasure spots, but I have not seen it myself. But I've gotten plenty of LEDXs, plenty of rollers, plenty of bronze lions from Sanitar's office, right? So Sanitar's office is a very crucial one. This is probably the most crucial key out of any one of them, in my opinion, because of how accessible it is. This is East Wing 226 in the resort, okay? You can see this is the key I've used the most out of all of them. But if you go and filter it, it's only 50,000 rubles. And for as long as I can remember, this key has been that cheap for as long as I can remember. And I have no idea why. Because this key has the ability to give you multiple LEDXs. There's multiple LEDX spawns. I have seen 2 in the same raid. There's a GPU spawn in there, Tetris spawns, Bitcoin spawns, treasure spawns. Once again, bronze lions, ravens. You get the deal. This key is fucking insanity for 50k. I guarantee you pick up this key for 50k if you run 3 raids, just 3 raids, and you rush that room, and you open that room every time, and you're the one that gets that loot. I guarantee you're going to find a bronze line, a Bitcoin, or a LEDX within 3 raids. I swear to God, I have not, any time I have looted this room, if I have gotten the chance to loot this room before anybody else, I will get a LEDX, lion, Bitcoin, Tetris, GPU, something, right? This key is so fucking underrated. It's ridiculous. This is the other most important key, but this one's the expensive one, okay? This one is one that if you don't already kind of have a good establishment of money in your stash, you're probably not going to you're not going to want to use it, right? West Wing 301. When I bought it, it was about 500,000. It is lowering in value since the wipe is going onward. You know, we're about 2 months, 2.5 months into the wipe. This key is 300,000 rubles now. I very highly recommend you get it, as I don't know the exact spawn rates of the rooms, but I do believe that 301 in West Wing has the highest chance to spawn the good treasure items like LEDXs, GPUs, Bitcoin, stuff like that. I have a clip of me and my buddies opening 301, and I might actually implement it into this video at some point because I do have the clip. I just watched it the other day. I actually open up 301. I find a Bitcoin, a LEDX, and a GPU in the same fucking room, and it was this room, right? It was this room, and this was after the dynamic loot change last wipe as well. So this was not like some like increased odds way back in the day. Like, no, this was this wipe, right? All right, so getting right into it, all you're gonna want, cheap gun, right? Up 45. If you got Peacekeeper level 4, you can slap some fucking AP ammo on that shit. You're gonna punch through any little Timmy that tries to fucking rape you inside of Resort, right? It's no problem. You're gonna get him with this ump, right? With AP ammo. If you don't got AP ammo, FMJ is your next bet. You ain't really going to touch anybody with level 5 armor. Level 4, I've had some success. I don't really use 45 all that much. But just for the basis, or just for the point or the sake of this video, I am running the ump as a kind of cheap alternative to any of the other weapons you could be running. Such as the popular ones, mutants. I see a lot of SVDs in Resort for Punisher Part 5. I got that 45 Vector off somebody that was trying to rush me in Shoreline, right? Now, a lot of things, well, one thing that big Tarkov tubers, I guess, or big streamers don't really talk about too much is when the times are split, right? Well, the times are always split. When the times are split and it's still not nighttime, right? It's about to be nighttime in this instance at 19, but it is not yet completely pitch black, right? And this will actually play to our favor a lot because our main objective is to get into the resort, so we don't give a fuck about light, really. But the fact that it's still daytime and we can see, like, as we're running into the resort, if there were people, if there was opposition trying to, you know, get us at some point, if there were PMCs running to the resort with us and they saw us, or we could see them, even without NVGs, we still pose a fight because we don't need them yet, right? So if you're trying to make money on Shoreline, if you're going to do resort keys and you don't want to die, if you want to kind of play like a rat and a chat at the same time, you know, still rush, but kind of just you're there for the loot, when the dark time, the time of day where it goes very dark, where you cannot see a single thing at night, is 22 o'clock, or 21 actually. It's 21 o'clock from what I remember. If this is before, in my rule of thumb, if this time is before 20, if this show's before 20, I'm going to take it. I'm going to use that time as the entry point of my raid, right? I always ensure my whole gear set. This is not something very smart if you're a solo player to do. The main reason I do this is if I die to a scav boss, or a sniper scav, or just somebody ends up killing me, and something happens to them, they end up don't looting me, or they loot me and end up dying with my loot, and I still get it back. You know, as a solo player, I do recommend you ensure your armor. Especially once you start paying a little higher top dollar for your armor. Stuff like M-Max and M1 rigs, I always insure them. They repair very nicely, very, very nicely. And I get them back from raids quite often, or from insurance. Same with the LZHZ helmet. I don't really get U-Lock helmets back a lot. U-Lock does provide quite a bit more protection than the LZHS or the LSHZ. But I do like this helmet strictly for the point of price point and for protection and the amount that I actually get back in insurance. And there's also, you know, like that cool little half face shield that goes around your jawline that you can use on this helmet that I might actually show in a later video. Alright, so without further interruption, we are going to go ahead and get into Shoreline. As you can see in the lobby, there's only like 4 people waiting. If you go to a normal time on Shoreline, typically you see a lot more people. The whole point of going this time is to hopefully get less PMCs in one raid, as there will be less people matching for her raid. And also for the cover of night, once it kind of hits nightfall, chances are in the middle of this raid, from the time we are in resort looting and the time we get out, it is going to probably turn nighttime. The heads up before I load in here, guys, anyone that's watching, if anyone's watching, this is not a guide for completely new players. I'm not gonna go over, you know, the basics of Shoreline and whatnot. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to just show you a very direct, clean, and fast loot run on Shoreline for people that already kind of have a basis of understanding of the game, and they want to increase their ruble count in their stash pretty quickly, right? Now, the only reason you shouldn't, you know, make a ton of rubles out of this is if you die from other PMCs in the resort, which happen. If you're gonna die, there's only 2 ways you're gonna die in this entire loot run. You're gonna die from a PMC that's rushing the resort just like you, or you're gonna die to Sanitar randomly. I've had that happen so many times because I take the big risk and I run across Skybridge, right? Which is like the worst thing ever. But I do it anyway because fuck it. And Sanitar can headshot beam you from admin, which is normally where he sits, and you won't even understand or know where he was at. But here we go. Without further ado, we are deploying. Very strict set of things that you have to do as soon as you get into raid. Step 1, assess where you're at. I am right by the resort. We got the best spawn possible. Step 2, you pop your SJ6 if you have it, and you sprint pretty much infinitely until you get to the fucking resort. Make sure your gun's always on full auto. And we are going to run straight there. The resort's right here. We're going to be running into East Wing. There's not going to be a door on the side for us to enter to, so I'm going to enter through the back. I believe that's going to be the best way for us to do it. You always want to go through the back left. Don't really want to go through admin. It's too far out. But as you can, I have about 31 endurance skill, and you can see how long I've been running for and how slow my stamina is going down. It's insane. SJ6 is absolutely fucking insane. It may not give you a painkiller effect, but goddamn, if you're trying to make money, or like labs even, if you just want to be able to fucking sprint around infinitely, this is the way to go. Oh. Oh, he's dead. Scab, I'm looking for PM pistols currently for Punisher Part 5. But first things first, depending on where you get into, if we're in East Wing, the first thing we're going to do is hit Sanitar's office. We're going to look immediately for all the spawns. That's pointless. We don't want that. Chainlet. The LEDX spawns are right there on that table. There's a LEDX spawn right down here in this floor. I've seen a LEDX spawn right here where that vase is as well. That's a treasure spawn. It's normally some rubles or USD on the table. And then in here as well, the LEDX can spawn inside of the bathtub. And I've also seen it on the floor right there. But there is nothing really of too much value. So as soon as we hit Sanitar's office in East Wing, we're immediately going to run down to the end of the hallway. We're going to check this, because this can spawn a LEDX. And we're going to open up 226. That key that I told you was super cheap. It's right here. Look, 226, right? We're going to open it up. This is a 50,000 ruble key, okay? UV lamp. What's that? That's a Bitcoin. What did I tell you? We put that in the docs case. That's about 260K free just for getting in this room, right? That even if we die, we make that 260K. The LEDX spawns are normally about right here. See right here where that Bitcoin spawned. GPU spawn over there by that blanket. Then if you run out here, GPU spawn on this table. On this table, Tetris spawns as well. Tetris spawn and GPU spawn inside that box I just looked in. I normally look in the grenade box just for a free grenade. They're always nice to have. But see, we're done looting 226. We're not here to look for red key card. I know red key card is very lucrative, but we're not here to look for it, so we're going to skip it. Your main objective is to loot those two rooms as fast as possible in East Wing if you go into East Wing first, and you're going to run across Skybridge on 2nd floor. This is going to get you into West Wing, and this is where you need to be a little cautious. You need to be listening for people. So I'm going to listen for footsteps for people that may have gotten in here before me as I'm running. I don't hear anything. Yeah, we're good. So 301 is up here, 3rd floor West Wing. This is a really, really good key. Please don't make me look stupid. Normally there's some tech spawns. I've seen a GPU spawn on top of these barrels right here. You always want to check down here too. Sometimes stuff spawns in this carpet. Tool set, don't really want that. Bronze lion on the chair. That's also a Bitcoin spawn on the chair. Where that tool set is, I've seen that's the most common LEDX spawn I've seen personally. I've also seen LEDX spawns and GPU spawns as well in here. Also, ophthalmoscopes, LEDX's other treasure items spawn right in the middle of the floor right here. My flashlight's pointing. But yeah, 301 and West Wing is pretty much the only one I would recommend you loot. I'm just gonna make sure no one's, you know, being a little brat over here. We're gonna open up 306 just because I have the key, and it seems like it's pretty quiet in here, and I didn't really get any too high ticket of items other than a Bitcoin. These scabs can literally spawn anything in the entire game inside them. They're just like big duffel bags, so they're not too bad to look at, you know. Whiskey, see, that wasn't too bad. Hot rod, I'll drink that right now. Extra strength. Shh. There's somebody here. Probably just a fucking scab. I always do this. I always hear fucking movement. That's not a scab. That's not a scab. He's using fucking... Nope. Grenade. We out. I don't really know what... I think that guy was on the same floor as me, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to take the easy way out of this. And we're just going to run away from the fucking guy. We have the loot, you know? We have good loot on us. There's no point in us staying and trying to fight that guy. We don't really know where he is. He knows where we are. because we had to shoot that scav. I heard him pop a golden star. That's how I knew it wasn't a scav. If you listen close enough, back when I was saying, or back when I was shushing myself, you can actually hear him pop a gold star. You can hear him kind of, and then close the cap of the Vaseline, or the cap of the gold star. That's how I knew it wasn't the scav. Scavs don't pain med. What the fuck is going on over here? It sounds like there's somebody trying to fucking kill scabs? Over by where I'm trying to run the road to Lighthouse. I personally believe road to Lighthouse or path to Lighthouse. I couldn't fucking see him. He was crouching, his head was in the fucking grass. What a fucking rat. No PM pistol. I just need one. Give it to me. But as you can see, we're in the cover of night now. I only ran into one PMC so far, and I didn't even see him. I just heard him. Normally, if I wasn't trying to demonstrate a video and trying to demonstrate how to make money the fastest, we would have been pushing that man, hunting him, and trying to secure that kill, right? But for the purpose of trying to make money, the purpose of the loot run, we avoid those fights, okay? We always avoid those fights when we're going for straight loot unless you absolutely have to fight him in order to get out of the resort. If you have to fight the PMC to get out of the resort, do it. By all means, you have to. But if there is an option, you always want to take the secondary option and get away as fast as you can and as safely as you can without confrontation. Because if I would have died, I would have lost the bronze line and everything else that's in there, which is it's worth at least 200k total in my backpack. It's probably like a 500 to 600k run. And Shoreline, if I'm not mistaken, is a 10-minute or a 5-minute timer. So, let's see. Or a 50-minute or a 45-minute timer. Yeah, we were in raid for 10 minutes, okay? We were in raid for 10 minutes, and we got a Bitcoin, bronze lion, a syringe, which is worth about 20 to 30k. I haven't checked recently, but last I checked it was about 20 to 30k. Yeah, we got some miscellaneous items, you know, augment and chainlets, just random stuff that you can sell. The big items, the main things are really, oh, I forgot we got whiskey. Bronze line, we got a vase there. Bitcoin, you know, not too bad. So technically, including the grenade, this is the entire haul of that run. In about 10 minutes, we got a vase, bronze lion, bottle of whiskey, and a Bitcoin. That's about the most important things I can see on here, right? Syringe. Yeah, they're not really worth too much anymore. They were at the beginning of the wipe earlier. This wipe, they were quite the expensive monstrosities to try to get or to try to buy for your hideout. Jesus, fucking euros. People trying to get their mentor done, huh? But yeah, bronze lion, 113,000. Not bad. Bitcoin you can't sell in the market. Whiskey, 30,000. So let's just go to therapist since it just looks like this is going to be most worth. Yeah, selling all this to therapist gives us 502,000. I'm back up to 6 mil in one run, right? That not only paid for my insurance, it paid for the SJ6 that I brought in, it paid for the ammo that I bought specifically for this run, right? And it paid for the insurance, it paid for the ammo, and I also profited, right? Not bad at all. 10 minutes, no PMC conflict. Not too difficult to mimic at all. It's not difficult to mimic at all. As long as you know where you're going on Shoreline, you kind of know the ins and outs of the resort. You know the general area where you need to go, right, in order to extract and stuff like that quickly, and your escape routes and whatnot. That loot run, by far, in my opinion, just those rooms that I hit. We hit 301, West 301, East 226, and Sanitar's office in East Wing, right? The main goal is the main objective is whatever side you run in on. So if you spawn by tunnel, you're gonna run into West Wing. If you spawn by customs, you're gonna go into East Wing, right? If you run into East Wing, you want to loot the East Wing rooms first. Absolute 100%. You want to immediately, if you're running on the first floor, get to Sanitar's, loot Sanitar's, look for that LEDX. Immediately after you're done looting Sanitar's office, you go upstairs to 226. You loot 226. Still nothing that you don't want. You run across Skybridge if you feel safe. If you feel safe. Skybridge is not 100% safe. I have been killed plenty of times on Skybridge just running by. One-shot headshot, right? It happens. But if you want the best chances of getting all that big loot, you need to run across Skybridge. You need to make as quick pace with those first rooms, or the first room if you're on West Wing, as fast as you can. You need to make as quick work of that shit as you can. And then you get the fuck out. You go across Skybridge. You get to the other wing. You loot that room. You get the fuck out, right? That is really all I wanted to go over in this video, is just a basic understanding of, a Shoreline loot run, a very quick and easy Shoreline loot run. SJ6 helps out exponentially. I made 500,000 in 10 minutes, and I didn't even find anything too, insane. I find Bronze Lions every other fucking raid in this map, right? Bronze Lion doesn't excite me. Bitcoins I feel like every other raid as well. They're just small, so you have to look for them. But anyways, guys, if anyone's watching, thank you for watching my first YouTube video. Like I said, don't really care if this turns into anything. I just love this game. This game is amazing. The whole intricate systems with the guns and whatnot, and the realism, especially of the weapon systems, is my favorite part. It just really inspired me to make content and hopefully try to get people that are struggling to run the loot that they want to be able to make some quick money and get some returns, and to be able to start running the loot that you want to run. Like if I look in my insurance package, I use one of these bad boys right here, this Mark 47 that I've built. This is my favorite gun. I use this pretty much almost every other raid. I have 5 unkitted mutants, or 4 I should say. I lost one. Just sitting in my thick items case, waiting to be used, waiting to be kitted out. So, doing this is going to be able to give you a lot of freedom and to be able to run what you want.